Welcome, guys. Just make sure that the mic is, if the battery's good. I've got another mic here on standby in case this battery dies. But hey, guys, this is Jay. I am going live. It's been quite a long time since I've been live on really on any platform. Reason being, at least the reason that the mind would say, is that I've been working on self a lot. And that's not to say that, we're not always working on self, but I've been working on self in the way of developing my inner fortitude, working with my mind, working with my conditioning, working with all the things that we have as part of our makeup. And the big reason for me recently is that I am working towards and welcoming a new reality in which I am fully self-sufficient, right? Not in the way of taking care of myself, but financially. And this is the 100% authentic truth. And it occurred to me that that this circumstance is not really the case because of anything specifically dealing with the finance. Sure, there can be limiting beliefs around it, but it's really all kind of a byproduct, right? Of, at least that's my perception after a lot of studying. It's all kind of a byproduct. We, at least in my story, for many years, I would seek permission from the external circumstances and how much validation I was getting before I could decide what was it that I would move in the direction of. And so then recently I decided to actually study my life thus far and take stock of what is it that actually has always been important to me, for many years, right? Through different chapters in life. So maybe this is a conversation about finding and we're gonna go ahead and just talk into the camera. So no production, no mic. So hopefully you can hear me okay. But as a kid, like I was saying, as a kid I used to just eat based on emotions. And then later I developed that also as a way of deciding what to do for my own well-being as well. I would utilize that. I would allow how I felt to be what decided, how much discipline I would have in any particular area. And I think a lot of people deal with this, right? So I know that I'm not alone in that. But at some point in life, we come to a place, at least I have come to a place where that's not how I will live my life anymore. You know, there's there's a obvious uh, there's an obvious self-motivated uh, reason, right? Some sort of a motivation to actually step into a life where we get to decide what is our life going to entail, what is it going to look like day to day. And it's not easy to do that, right? Especially for many of us who have done so many different things. We've played in so many different sandboxes, so to speak, right? And so my method was I studied my life and I said, okay, what was it that when I was young, what was it that if I could go back and I could give that little kid version of me something, what would it be? And of course, not. I don't say that in with the intention of like, oh, I wish I could change it. No, like I've integrated and accepted the choices that I made as a kid and the choices I've made thus far in life. Um, I accept all of them, and and so I studied it, and it was like, okay, well, if exercise and eating right had been a part of my life from a young age, instead of like say in high school, maybe there would have been a little bit deeper of a ingrained thought process or habit that this is just what we do. And so, of course, we can't go back and change it. And that would not be what is fitting for my life, right? My journey has dictated that when I was young, I did not take care of my body. I did not eat right. I did not exercise with the intention of being healthy, right? I did martial arts. But it wasn't until like the junior year of high school that I got kind of competitive in playing tennis. And as a result, this this it started to shift how much I cared about my physical well-being and about my about eating healthier, focusing. After that, it was focusing on protein and lifting weights and things like that. And I did a little bit of that earlier in high school as well, but it didn't really catch on as like a regular thing until probably like after high school. There was tennis. I started sophomore year, started getting a lot better at that junior year. By senior year, very competitive. End of junior year, quite competitive. And then going into college, started to work out more. It still was on and off, right? And truthfully, I can't sit here and say that eating right or exercising was something consistent in my life. That I always, would be on and off. I'd go for 6 months or a year or 2 or 3 years, and then at some point, historically, I always, kind of stepped away from it. And I do believe through lots of journaling that that was simply a result of, you know, the friends I was keeping, the habits that I was allowing myself to partake in, um, not prioritizing that, and not really prioritizing building a life that I could be proud of. It was more so just always only about the moment. There was never any thought really about the future. So that wasn't until, I started acting, I did a bunch of production work, this and that. And at that point, I had some hope. With yoga, I had some hope as well. Started to clean up the energy, started to kind of focus on taking a lot better care of myself. And so now, flash forward, some months back, I said to myself, I said, okay, well, let's pick something and let's finally stick with it, you know? And so I ended up choosing nutrition first because to me, for me, like what I need in my life is I need to eat right and exercise all the time. This is not something that I, ever want to give up. How's it going? Thanks for joining the live. And I'm in here, I wanted to talk a little bit about what was resonating for me is essentially talking about picking something in life, right? Um, I was doing some commentary about looking back at the life uh, and at through most of the life so far, not having stuck with something, right? For like just for the long haul, let's call it, right? And, but fitness and nutrition, working out and eating well are the two things that made a huge difference in my life. No matter what was going on in life, that was always what would make a big shift. Um, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know, um, I hope that you'll join more often. And essentially like the things that are most important to me, the things that I offer support in, if you ever need, is I offer support in nutrition. I'm a certified nutrition coach through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. Deeply passionate about that because when I was young, I used to eat, emotionally eat all the time. And then even later in life, I would, allow how I felt on any given day to dictate what I did, and so that being in two minds with the priorities in life, it caused a lot of, let's just say, many years of living a life that it took a lot of journaling for me to like understand really. Why does my life look the way it looks? And so I finally was like, I want to really make a deep impact, right? I want to make a deep impact for people. And how can I do that? So, of course, I've done a lot of energy work. I've done, I do acupressure, I do lymphatic drainage. These are things that are very near and dear to me that help me consistently to elevate myself as well. Um, and then, beyond that, we've got understanding how the body, wants to be fed nutritionally and exercise, stretching, everything to do with the body, and also with the mind. I mean, I love doing guided journaling and all that as well. But um, so let me know if you ever, if anyone ever is looking for any of that. But essentially like so the thing that I want to kind of mention, I had picked out a note through my nutrition notes from my certification, and one of those, let me just find that real quick here. I have it on the page. Ah, okay, so high portion, so satiety, right? So satiety, so feeling full is something that was like a new kind of thing for me to study through my nutrition program. um, because I think for me, my experience was that a lot of times the reason that I would eat the way that I would eat, especially late at night, was the company I was keeping, the habits I was allowing myself to practice, right? The lack of priorities and the lack of alignment in my life, right? It's like it's super easy to just like if we're working in jobs that we are not really enjoying the impact of. We're not seeing an impact there that we enjoy observing, then it's like it's so easy to have all these habits, right? That, we know we want to do different, but the stress and just the uncomfortability when we observe the life that we have chosen, right? A lot of times that results in us eating in ways that we don't really want to eat. It has us in our feelings more than, we might necessarily want to be, right? And there's no judgment here because I've done this through my life on and off. And so finally I was like, man, let's understand nutrition a little bit, right? Like, let's actually study this stuff and understand what is going on in the body so that we can create the situation that we want in our body, right? And of course, exercise is a huge part of that as well. But going back to the concept that I want to say, and for whoever that comment didn't necessarily sit well with, I just want you to know, like, you're not alone. We've all struggled with exercising consistently, right? I mean, maybe not everybody, right? There's guys out there who have been working out 5 and 6 days a week since they were in high school, right? But that's not me. It's been a struggle, on and off in my life to make exercise something that I am consistently doing and that I don't, that I'm never off from, that I'm always on. And so I decided to do a couple certifications. So I got my nutrition certification. Now I'm studying the certified personal trainer certification. Um, but it's not. It doesn't have to be so rigid, okay? For whoever I'm feeling you. For whoever is feeling, like the exercise is something that you struggle to do. I, for many years, struggled with self worth based around how much I would exercise and how often I would exercise. And so, what I did was I said to myself, I said, okay, if I know that how often I exercise plays a big part in how I feel about myself, right? Because when I look in the mirror, if I'm seeing a certain body type, right, it triggers different emotions, right? And other body type for me triggers different emotions. And so what it became a commitment to something. It doesn't have to be going to the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week, right? It can be taking a walk every day. It can be waking up and just doing like some neck rotations and, some shoulder circles, right? Like, whatever it is. Um, Something that your body feels better from. I feel very strongly that this is this is a practice that we can all do something that our body is asking for every day. And if that seems daunting, I know, I get it. Like, I 100% get it. It's been daunting to me before as well. And I'm not talking to you from some place of like, oh, I'm doing all this perfect. No. But going back to what I said about, when I was off, when I was not exercising well, when I was not eating right, especially late at night when a lot more feelings come out, right? What I do know from observing all of that now is I recognize that the company I keep, the habits I allow myself to practice, and especially what I do upon waking and when it's time for me to go to sleep. These are like four big pillars that decide what my health looks like. And maybe that resonates for you, maybe it doesn't. But if it does, then I want to invite and encourage you to connect with me. I want to encourage you to connect with me because if if you are looking to, have someone in your corner who understands the mental struggle of, of everything that we put ourselves through sometimes with our self-worth, someone who I understand, you know, thank you for all the love. I appreciate you. Um, you're very, very beautiful. Your heart is huge, and I appreciate all the love. Um, if you want someone in your corner who's going to cheer for you, because I need exercise and eating right in my life, I need it every day. So if you also need it in your day, I'm going to encourage you to connect with me. Um, Go on Instagram, look up Tiger J Raj, connect with me. Go on Facebook, you can follow our company. It's Raja Prana House. Um, and connect with me there. Feel free to send me a message. Feel free to ask me questions. Um, if I know the answer based on scientific theory, if it's something that has been shown through tons of studies from credible sources, then I'll share that with you. If it's my own experience, I'll share that with you. But if I don't know an answer, I'm not afraid to say that I don't know that. I don't know that information yet. And, it is my hope that I can be support for someone, right? I want to support people in their nutrition journeys, in their fitness journeys. And one of the ways that I can do this is with a morning routine class, a morning movement class. It would be it's always fun. I get up and I move every part of the body. It's frequently stretching. It's frequently a lymphatic drainage. It's frequently, you know, not super high tempo because I do my weightlifting later, but it is to like get into the body, to like get out of our mind and get into the body, right? Some breath work so that we can feel empowered to walk around in this world and choose the life that we want, because I struggled with this for so long. And even now um, I'm just beginning to really kind of see how to do that and beginning to choose me, right? Every day now I'm choosing me. And so I hope that someone who sees this, who wants to choose, you want to choose yourself more, give me, connect with me. um, Find me on all the social medias. Shoot me a message. Hey, I would love to be, tell me if you want to be on my morning movement classes. Tell me if you want to be, you want to do lymphatic drainage with me. Tell me what you are struggling with in your nutrition or with your fitness, or what you're succeeding with. Whatever's going on in your mind. If you would like a support, uh, you'd like a friend who loves and needs finance or finance, who I need fitness and nutrition in my life, and so that's why I chose these certifications, so that I could make a greater impact in these areas in my own life, and then to share that. So please don't be shy. Send me a message, and of course, I have different offerings. I make teas. Um, I do. I can help you with your meal prepping. If you go to, I'll put a comment right after this with a link to purchase a one-on-one session with me through Zoom. On those, we can do breath work, we can do meditation, we can do lymphatic drainage, we can do nutrition guidance, I can walk you through meal prepping. Whatever you want that is in my wheelhouse, I'm happy to do that with you. So I look forward to this. I'm 40 now, in this lifetime. I look forward to this second half of this lifetime, and I look forward to making an impact, in the health of those around me. So if you would like to be part of that, please don't hesitate, reach out, and I hope to hear from you guys, and I appreciate all the love, and I have much love for you as well. Thank you. How do you end? I forgot how you even end this.